Welcome back. Do you ever sit at your laptop for a while and then suddenly realize, wow, this thing is really hot? I know I do. And while I know it's not exactly good, I've never been able to figure out quite what to do about it. Here with some answers is our tech host, Abid. Welcome.
How's it going, Catherine?
Pretty good. How are you?
Not too bad. So today I brought this problem. Actually, one of my friends on Facebook, he told me, he wrote on my wall because he knew I was doing a show.
Okay.
And he said, next time talk about overheating laptops.
Yeah.
So, I decided this is a really common problem that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time, actually.
Exactly,
so
right?
This is great.
Yeah, so, this is a really serious issue. And as I mentioned, it happens to almost everyone.
Yeah.
And it's not just, specific to computers. It happens to all those gamers out there. I'm sure, people that play their Xbox, their PlayStation for like 4 or 5 hours nonstop.
4 or 5 hours nonstop? You guys need to get out
Oh,
more.
trust me, you got to watch Kayla's segment.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
But yeah, when you're running something for that long, it does get really hot and it heats up and it shuts down.
Needs a break, right?
Right.
Okay.
And in most cases, when something like this happens, where your laptop or your gaming system shuts down, most people just turn it off and let it cool down manually.
Guilty as charged. That's
Right?
definitely what I do. So.
Exactly. So, well, you know what? Let me just remind everyone that if you do have a problem with an overheating laptop, you need to do something about it right now. Okay, you don't wait for tomorrow. You don't wait for next week. Right now.
Really? It's that serious of an issue?
It's very serious.
Wow.
You know what? Laptops have been known to cause fire. They cause damage to the property.
Right.
And you know what? In a couple of cases, they've even caused death.
Really?
Yep.
I had no idea it was that serious at
Yeah.
all.
So
Wow.
you know what? Once again, if you are having one of these problems with overheating laptops, I suggest until you do something about it, just limit the use of it.
Okay.
Don't use it too much.
Makes sense.
All right.
Okay.
Now, there are two things that can cause a laptop to overheat.
Okay.
All right. Well, one of the reasons why a laptop would overheat is something really simple, and you can do something about it at home. And I'm going to give a couple of tips today.
Sounds good.
As to what you can do about it.
Great. Okay.
But the other problem, you might not be so lucky, and it might just be a manufacturing issue, and you would have to send it in.
Out of your hands in that case.
Right?
Okay.
So now if you do notice that your laptop is overheating constantly, here are some reasons as to why they would happen.
Okay.
All right. Now, I remember, do you remember last week we talked about, how technology is just progressing at such a fast rate?
Of course.
Right?
We always talk about that.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, Intel, they're a big microchip processing company.
Definitely.
Their founder, Mr. Gordon Moore, he predicted in 1965 that the number of transmitters that could be placed on a chip will double approximately every 2 years. And that being said, the price, the cost that would associate with doing this would decrease by 50% every 2 years.
Okay, this is turning into more of a history lesson. I'm not so into that.
All right, don't worry. You know what? I won't start a boring lecture today.
All right.
But I'll save that for when you take me out for lunch.
Great.
It should be a fun. It should be a
I'm
fun
really
time.
looking forward to it. Awesome.
Right. Well, what I really wanted to emphasize was, 10 to 20 years ago, computers were much bigger.
Yeah.
Therefore, the space needed to fit all these components, it was readily available, and overheating wasn't that much of an issue.
Right.
Right. But however, because of Moore's law, we have started building a mini version of everything.
Yeah.
So no more cell phones that weigh as much as a newborn baby, right?
Zach Morris's phone on Saved by the Bell.
Exactly.
Perfect example.
That thing was huge.
Yeah.
And no more computers that would take up a whole room.
Okay.
Right? Now we have cell phones that can literally fit in the palm of your hand. And we have, new versions of laptops called netbooks.
Right.
And you know what? I actually have a sample netbook here today.
Oh, perfect.
And if you look at it, this thing's really small, right? It's so tiny.
Tiny.
And
Wow.
this is one of the main reasons as to why overheating occurs.
Yes.
Because we don't have as much space.
Right.
Now, when something like this, there's less space, but you still have to put all the components in there, right?
Yeah.
So there's no space for the heat vents, heat sinks, and the air vents.
Okay.
All
I
right.
see.
So the
That makes
space
sense.
is limited.
Right.
So now that we know why it happens,
Yep.
let's answer the question: how does it happen?
Yeah.
All right. So laptops will overheat for a very simple reason.
Okay.
You're not allowing air to travel into the air vents.
Right.
Now, if you look at this laptop that I brought over here, there's an air vent on the side.
Yes.
Right. And there's a fan inside.
Okay.
So when you're using your laptop, this cools down your laptop. There's constant airflow.
Right.
But if you're not doing that, if it's blocked by let's say stickers or
Dust.
dust or
Yeah.
paint or anything like that,
Okay.
it'll block the airflow.
Right.
Now, in our case today, where my friend, he said he always uses his laptop on the bed,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And
I do that too sometimes. Everybody does. It's comfortable, right?
it is comfortable. You know what?
Yeah.
It's really comfortable. But you know what? Let me tell you, there's a lot of overheating that happens when you're using your laptop on the bed.
Yeah.
And that happens because, your bed sheets, your quilt, your blanket, even your pillow,
Yeah.
they can restrict the airflow.
Okay.
So let me give you a quick example. Let's say, you have this laptop
Okay.
and you put it on top of your pillow.
Yeah.
Right? The weight of the laptop would push it down, and the sides of the pillow would come up and cover the air vents.
Oh,
So there's
that
no
makes sense.
exactly. So
Okay.
you can't have the
The
airflow.
airflow.
Right?
Okay. Yep. But does that mean I can never use my laptop in bed? I like to do that. It's so comfy. And everybody always does that on TV. Come on.
Yeah, you know what? You can use it, but it's just, you don't sit there for 3 or 4 hours using it nonstop,
right,
right?
all
So you
right.
got to give it a break.
Restrict the use.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now, when this happens and the airflow is restricted, you'll notice that your laptop's getting hotter and hotter.
Right.
And one simple way to prevent your laptop from overheating is to get what's called a laptop cooling pad.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Explain.
You know what? I actually have a couple of samples over here. And
Fancy that.
there we
All
go.
right.
See? All right. So this is what they look like.
Okay.
And these are really cost-effective, really inexpensive ways to, just cool down your laptop, because these things are worth hundreds of dollars. And
You know what though? Gimmicks like this, I always see them for sale, but do they actually really work?
oh,
Come
they
on.
definitely do work. You know what? It's
Really?
so simple. All you have to do is just place your laptop on here.
Okay.
All right. And this comes with a USB cable.
Oh, okay.
All
I
you
see.
do is put it in here.
Okay.
All right. Connect it into your computer.
Yeah.
And there's these fans in the bottom.
Oh, okay.
These fans would start rotating, and they would give constant airflow to the laptop.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Awesome.
And you know what? I actually brought a second one just because.
A different laptop.
Exactly. If your laptop has an air vent near the bottom, in the middle,
Yeah.
you'd have to get a cooling pad, which looks something like this, where there's a bigger
okay.
fan.
Looks a little something like your stove, perhaps.
Yeah. It's like a
Alright.
portable stove.
Great.
So this is one of the ways which you can use to, cool down your laptop.
Awesome.
All right. Now I have another really, quick trick just to help cool down your laptop. So let's say, you're sitting down, you're doing some work, and your laptop starts overheating. So what you would do is you'd put a book like this, and just lean your laptop against it like that, and you can use it like that.
Okay, that sounds great. I like those kind of solutions where you don't have to do anything
Exactly.
at all except use household items. After the break, we're going to bring back all of our tech hosts for a little discussion. But first, we have a tech tip from Nguyen.
Nguyen's tip. Let's say you want to know where Mississauga Central Library is and how it looks like. Just type in Mississauga Central Library into Google search engine, click on map, pick up the Pac-Man there and carry him to the location you want. Now you can see the library and the address is on top. That's it for this week.
All right, so what else can you tell me? Any other quick tips about overheating?
Well, you know what? I also mentioned that there's another thing that happens when laptops overheat, and
Okay.
that's when there's a battery problem.
Okay.
And you'd basically have to send it into the manufacturer,
Okay.
and they would send you a replacement battery. And you know what? It happens to all sorts of laptops.
Really? It's
Yeah.
actually happened a lot before?
Yes, it's happened to Sony, Dell,
Really?
HP. All of them have had to recall batteries over the years. So you know what? Once again, I'd like to remind the viewers that if your laptop is overheating, it's a really serious issue. Don't take it lightly, and they should do something about it right now.
Yeah, you should tell your friend that it's become a pretty severe
I'm going to
thing,
give him
right?
a call, tell him to watch the show tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I know he'll pick up some good tips for sure.
Yep.
All right, check us out after the break, guys. We're coming back with our tech hosts to have a little discussion segment.